No, this isn't permanent. This is just for mocking up. Well, hey everybody, we're here this week. Gonna do a little more on my mini bike here. I got some Go Fast parts to put in, some ratio rockers and some push rods. Hopefully that'll make her a little faster, breathe a little more fire. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't just grenade, but we'll find out. Yeah, so I'm kind of manning this one myself at the moment. I don't have any questions because I don't have anyone to ask, but those are my the other voices in my head, but we won't talk about that. Anyways, we're gonna pop the valve cover off. Yeah, take the nuts off, swap out for the Go Fast parts, check the lash, and then do a little testing tune. So get some popcorn, favorite beverage, whatever you choose, and come along on the adventure. So we're gonna get started. Okay, so I pulled the valve cover here, which is obviously your first step. I'll get your bike all in order here. And then took the valve cover off. You wanna double check your valve lash. They recommend online 0.003. We checked mine, it's probably about 1/8 of an inch, which would make sense why I wasn't getting all the RPMs out of it. And why it was a little chattery sounding. So make sure to check that, even if you got a stock one out of the box. I've heard of them not being the right lash. So yeah, you get your valve cover off, and then here you got your rocker arm stud. That will have your, I'm not sure the specific name, but it's your bottom nut, and then this is your jam nut. So you use this one to set your lash, and then you use this one to tighten everything down. So you just go ahead and you break them loose, run them off by hand. And then once that's done, you'll be able to take your old rocker arms out, give them a toss. Hopefully I don't need that later. No, I won't. And then there is a guide plate for your rocker arms here. These motors are like, well, I just seen the other day, they were on sale for 119 bucks. I put more than that just into these 3, 4 parts, 2, 4, 5 parts that we're putting into it.
We're already putting in ratio rockers?
We're putting in a 1-point ratio rocker, and in case there's competition watching, you know. No, I don't really care. It's a 1.3 ratio, some shorter 5.160 chromoly push rods, and a heavy duty guide plate for your push rods. So the next step here is gonna be breaking these rocker arm studs loose and taking them out to get this guide plate out. And then I need to look up the torque on the studs because that's very essential. You don't want them backing out on you. You know, most of you probably know what will happen if that does. If not, you're gonna have some problems. Things will come loose. You'll get things into your piston where they shouldn't be. Your motor goes boom. I'm gonna find the right socket here for that. And then we're gonna continue on. I'll be right back. Oh, it's always nice when you get it right on the first try. Hopefully I got a big enough ratchet here. And if you're crazy, you can get an impact out, but I don't recommend it, especially on something like this. Holy moly! All right, we're stepping up. I was using 1/4 inch, so I didn't get too wild with things, but apparently we require 3/8 ratchet. The valve cover bolts are gonna be an 8mm. Your jam nut is a 10 millimeter, and the nut underneath it will be a 14. Your rocker arm studs are a 12, and what did I do? Because it's metric, I naturally grabbed the 10 millimeter. All right, here we go. Oh, there she went, one of them. If you're like me, you had a bowl of Wheaties this morning. I didn't. And there we go, I stripped it. Oh no, if you do mess up on something like this, the motor itself's $100 and some bucks. Most of the Go Fast parts are pretty cheap. Yeah, if you mess the head up, I think a new head's like $25 or $30. I have not had to cross that bridge. Okay, and that's your little guide plate. Take that off. I think you can spend $40 on a cam, or you can spend $140 on a cam. It depends on what you go with. I've been looking around here lately to just buy a motor, and most of them are about $1,100, and that gets you about 17 horse to 21, depending on their dyno and who they are. Although I did find a guy on eBay that has them for very, very cheap. And we got a race in like 2 months, so, and the funds aren't there to buy it yet, but at some point I'm gonna buy a race motor for this, and then probably put this motor in my fat tire. Take your new guide plate, and you just kind of reverse the process here, kind of get these threaded in if you can. There it is. They got a similar feel to like when you're trying to thread a spark plug in. They either thread or they don't. The second one's easier. I'm gonna look up some torque specs and get the torque wrench out and stuff, because we're already ready to torque it back down. So it's I mean, if I can do it, I think, you know, most anyone at home should be able to. I've grown up around cars and motors and stuff, but give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. So I don't know about you guys at home, there's different styles. Basically you're 0, and then you want to take her up to, we figured out 17. So there's 15, 16, 17. Lock her in. Somebody forgot to put the ratchet in the off position. I hope it's not dead. Ha! And if you've ever used a torque wrench, you know how this works. You go until it clicks. There you go, there's one. If that carburetor wasn't over there, it wouldn't be too bad to do on that side, but that's wild. On loosening it, it feels like it's just tighter than the Dickens, but when you're torquing it to 17 foot-pounds, that doesn't feel like much. Then you always want to, after you're done using a torque wrench, you want to take that puppy back to 0. You don't want to keep pressure on this, it'll end up wrecking the torque wrench. And I have a torque wrench at home that is a dial. You like dial it to where you want and then put it on there and then pull until the needle gets to the mark you want. Very primitive compared to this. And for those of you at home that would like to see the difference, which ain't much, there's your stock one and then my aftermarket. Yeah, if I can stop moving. It's you know, thousandths difference. But it's vital, that way your valves don't open too far and hit your piston and therefore cause catastrophic damage. Oh, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
And you know, if this was like a car engine or something, we would probably be putting lube on them. I don't know. This is just a Predator engine, so whatever. So your push rod arm will seat in there, and this will go on the spring. And
They are roller tipped.
yeah, these are roller tipped. I could have got full billet, but they were about $70 more a piece, which would have put me well over $300. I'm in it sub 200. So for you at home, if you want to put 1.3s, 1.2s are a little cheaper, like, I don't know, a whole $10. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, sub 200 bucks, you can get yourself ratio rockers, push rods, and the guide plate that you need. Depending on your cam, from what I read, mine doesn't need it because it's not super high lift. You might have to order lash caps. Those are just a few more bucks. Okay, I'm gonna thread this back on here, get it centered. And I think the trickiest part here is going to be keeping your push rod in the cup. There it is. So you want to, if you just put pressure down on the end of the lifter here where the rod seats, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. That'll just help keep your rod in the cup and in place. I'm just gonna hand thread these, and then we will go back and do valve lash and torque everything down. We'll turn it over a few times just to make sure there's no binding or issues. Now after that, it's put the valve cover on, and then we're gonna go rip it. I had a dead microphone here. I guess what I was saying for you folks at home is cleanliness is key. You don't want dirt in there, you don't want rocks, you don't want grass. You know, if you're building a fresh motor, shouldn't be an issue unless your workspace is dirty. Try and keep that clean. Mine's got some hours on it, a couple races, ran through the mud. Got one win out of her. This should make a substantial difference if we were to have adjusted the valves back, you know. Yeah, probably. So then that would probably have helped my motor run a little better. I'm surprised I didn't have any issues. And hopefully I don't have any this time either. Okay, and I double checked that I got the valve lash here, everything's tight. So now just for safety reasons, and I would suggest doing this at home, is pull your engine over a few cycles, make sure everything cycles good, nothing comes apart, no binding.
Oh geez. Oh no.
Fall off the table here.
Yeah.
Okay, and like I was saying, you just pull it over nice and slow, or what you probably should do is grab your clutch and then just move it over real slow. If I didn't forget to mention it earlier, make sure you lubricate your rockers and the area up here, that way you don't have any binding issues. Yeah, it looks like everything's going good here. Yeah. So, I'm gonna hop back down here, maybe break my neck on the way. And then, yeah, you're at the point where you could double check your valve lash if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, we're back to putting the valve cover and gasket back on. Okay, so now I got the valve cover back on, turned it over a couple more times. Now I'm gonna test start it, let it idle for a little bit. I would recommend, I mean, I can get up there and start it, but I got an overhead hoist, so I'm just gonna bring it down on the ground. But you probably wanna keep the back tire off the ground just in case. You never know, just for safety's sake, I guess. So here we go.
You think it's gonna sound any different?
It should.
Should be barkier, right?
That should be, yeah. Okay, and then I gotta take this off because I washed it. Okay. And here we go. No, pulls super easy. Then obviously you want to let it warm up. That's what I put at the end there.
It's a lot blappier.
Yeah, it's got a lot more lobe to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A lot more pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. Let's get it ripping.
I think you said it needs jetting. Yeah, he flipped the choke on. Did you see that? Holy smokes. Woohoo! Wow.
I picked up about 8 miles an hour, and I still have some jetting to do. So, and I don't know if that clutch was all the way open or not, but I think it's gonna be plenty good.
I think you were going a lot, well, 8 miles
Yeah,
an hour.
it is.
Oh, yeah, it
It
is.
is open all the way. It's
Yep.
just because your motor wasn't spinning fast enough.
Yeah, that's
Couldn't get it
that's
above.
kinda what I figured. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't have to order one gears. Good to have.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw one on mine.
Yeah.
It looks so much faster when you flew by.
It is. You see how easy it picks the front end up now?
Yeah.
That's way, way better.
Yeah. Whoa. Looks way faster.
Yeah, it looks like a snake.
I think it's louder. Front tire's low.
Both tires are low. She was spinning gravel, but you can tell that tire's pretty low. That one?
Both of them.
A little bit. Okay.
Wow. God, that thing's loud.
Very loud.
That's loud.
Yeah, hey, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you found it educational. I didn't think it was too bad for never doing that stuff. You know, if you could think of a better way to do it, don't be afraid to let me know, or us know. Otherwise, hopefully that's some helpful information. I'm pretty excited. It feels like a whole different mini bike. You know, thanks for tuning in, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. We appreciate that. We appreciate you people that tune in every week too, repeat tuners. I think that's about all I got for today. So yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.